Hi there, I hope you're doing well. We're going to just give you a bit of a walkthrough of the concept that we have for your playground area. This is just concept number one, and obviously the idea here is to say, I like this, don't like that, or it doesn't fit my budget, and to make things work together. I must say we've gone pretty crazy this was after the conversation with the teachers there on the amount of activities that we could have in this area. But let's have a look at it, and it's all a discussion point from up here, from this point out. Right, so you can see that we have gone to lots of depth, making sure that we have all our measurements as close as possible and as correct, and that we've also overlaid the section of the school on a Google map to double check our measurements, etc. All right, so we're going to render this quickly for you, and let's go through the project. Okay, so I think let's start at the very beginning. All right, so over here, and please remember that I haven't done all the detail yet. There's still a lot of detail I need to do, but I'll do that when we have the final high-level design. Okay, so number one, you have a track here right now. We're just upgrading that track. And the function of this track, once again, there's a lot of detail to come here, is going to be about road safety. And we're leaving that as road safety and just making this track fit the aesthetic appeal of the rest of the track the rest of the playground. Over here, we remember, and I still haven't done this yet, we're going to do those little shops over here where you're going to have a little hairdresser, and we're going to just talk about the details of what we want here. There could be shops, there could be hairdressers, there could be a little kitchen, a play area for the kids under there. And once again, that will be staying the same for the storage that as you're using it now. Right, and as we come up here, we have the soccer field. After talking to the teachers, they said to me this is the area that's used as a soccer field. So what we have done is we have practically put a soccer field there for you. It's just a little soccer field that the guys can play around in. I like the way that we've used the space here. And we would have to child protect those rough images where the trees are, etc., but assume that would be done. And we've used the space so that the area behind it could fit quite nicely with a goal, as you can see. All right. Now, if we look to the left, this is the area where you can see a little guy standing on a platform. That's where we would be doing the wooden structure still to come. Our partner, Sally, is working on that. We're going to be meeting with her soon to give her all the specs. But there you would have that notionally, that treehouse kind of effect. We will update you with that going further. At the bottom here, sorry, it's not all lined up properly, but that would be your line-up area, ironically, where all your different classes would line up before school. The track then moves into a gross motor coordination track. The entire track is so that you can move from one area to another and do the entire obstacles. All these obstacles can be class activities or individual group activities at any time. So over here we're very famous for our worm hopscotch, and then you might walk the line over here, 1 foot on the square, on the small squares, 2 feet on the big squares, and you carry on along the activity path, which obviously can be used as well for your little bikes that you are riding. So it's both a bike. Sorry, those little trees are still way too big. They don't protrude all the way, but please forgive me, this is still our first design. Okay, they could then use the circles, big circle, small circle, and then they get to this area. We are looking at a structure for your sandpit. Once again, we will come back to you, and as well as a cover that will be nice and convenient when it is raining, etc. So just bear with us as far as that's concerned, and we haven't costed that up yet. But as we go further with the gross motor coordination track, this activity here is quite an interesting one. Obviously, it doesn't protrude. It's two functions. The one is how far can I jump, and the aim is to jump as far as you can, starting with the squares that are closest to you, to see how close you can get to the mirror, to the middle. And on the other side, there's a mirror activity. So you can have child A competing against child B, and the same activity can be used as beanbag toss, to toss the beanbag towards each other. Once again, sorry about the attention to detail here. The track does not go through the post. The post should be slightly to the left, but just imagine for the sake of this video that it does. Okay, this area here, please excuse it for now. It's just a placeholder. I have a jungle gym that I have in mind and what I think should be go on this area. It is a wooden plastic jungle gym. I'm just going to pause this for a second, and we'll get back to that. And I'm going to show you very quickly the kind of jungle gym that we have in mind. Obviously, it's just an idea, but let me know what you think. So this is the jungle gym over here. This is wooden plastic. It's about the size jungle gym that we would use at you. We can make different configurations in terms of the way that it goes round, how it goes. This one they've taken very long ways, but yours I would almost do it as like a square. And what's nice about this stuff is it doesn't have to be maintained like you do the wooden stuff. It doesn't get as effective or lose its color as much as wood. So from a maintenance perspective, it's very nice. It's also a nice jungle gym so that the kids don't get splinters, which is often the problem with a wooden jungle gym. But it's once again an idea. It's one of our suppliers. We have multiple. And so this is kind of the jungle gym that we were talking about earlier. All right, when we put it onto this particular area here. So let's quickly render again and go back to that area. Whoops. Where are we? Yep, so we can see that same area from this vantage point here. And so we're still deciding what to do on top of that area in terms of jungle gym and that, but I just wanted to show you some idea of a jungle gym on there, just as a placeholder and a swing and a slide. We may go so totally different. All right, so let's go back to our gross motor. This now, and by the way, all of these colors and everything are used with sports grass, and it's totally flush with the rubber. So, and the nice thing about sports grass, it is extremely well wearing. And if they do manage to break it, we can easily replace it with another piece. Okay, so look, here we have a hopscotch, and then they walk the line, jump the line. There's a squiggly line through that way. And you can see they do the circles, the squares, and then we have another, perhaps another, how far can you jump? And then the track goes round. Sorry, I still have to do, it goes round there, a little area there. And then over here we have a little court. This is just for the girls to play netball and practice, and I will obviously have little hoops up there when I do it, but when I give you the final render, but that sort of should give you an idea of what we want there. Then this area here, still a lot to do here, but this will be your so I'm going to bring up a picture now, and I'm going to show you what I want to do with this area. These are the kind of elements that I want to bring in here from your spatial style. So we'll have those water features we talked about. We'll have the rough stones. We'll have the different kind of elements that you were looking for in this area. So I'm going to combine this. This is just ideas of giving me your different bases at the moment and how we may push water through it, etc. So that's what we have sort of planned for this area. It's just ideas, and with textured mud kitchens and pathways, and these are just ideas that we came up with in terms of what to do with that sensory play zone that we are showing you here. So I'm going to go back to the sensory play zone now, in terms of the design. And we have allocated this area right at the end for that. Now, so that's what we're coming up with. Just you'll get that within the design where this funny black and white little area is here. It's just, once again, the space. Now, we understand, sorry, I did that in error. Now we understand that now the area on the other side of that is where we see the most some obstacles or real obstacles on this side, and we're going to be using that. And there is where we intend to put some mounds for them to walk through, etc. Maybe one or two bridges we might incorporate into the track as well, so they go up and down bridges. But this area is just allocated, and we'll do mounds that they can crawl through and over, etc., onto this area. So that's just showing you where that allocation is before I forget. And yeah, I mean, that essentially is our concept as a nutshell, in a nutshell. There's a lot. I'm sorry we haven't got everything down for you yet, but this is sort of what we're thinking, and we'd love your input and what you think works, doesn't work, what you'd like changed, etc. Thank you.